Hey, this is Mayor Craig Ford with the Mayor's Minute, and to let you know, I'm not trying to be a pirate today. Last week I had a retinal detachment, and I had to lay face down for a week, and that was pretty painful, especially somebody that's very ADD. But I want to thank our local physicians here that were able to fit me in, Dr. Tony Catanzara, Dr. Mark Hill. I think I drove them crazy, and they ended up seeing me. They didn't treat me any different than anyone else because they say time is of the essence. And then I was able to go to Callahan Eye Institute in Birmingham, which, man, how fortunate are we to have them. And I got Dr. Albert is my doctor. Unfortunately, I'd had a retinal detachment in this eye 6 years ago, so I kind of knew what to expect. But I'm on the tail end, hopefully, and then we'll make sure this retina attached on this side. I've always had issues with my eyes. I'm not diabetic or anything, I got shot in the eye with a pellet, if you ever want to know that, as a young person when I was 9 years old. And so I've always had issues with my eyes and my vision. But thank you, and keep me in your prayers. And for anyone that has ever had this or vision issues, man, I feel you. And I pray for you also. Saturday, I had a great day. I was able that was the first day I didn't have to lay face down for 23 of the 24 hours a day. And I was able to get up, and I went downtown to Broad Street to the Chili Cook-off. And wow, what a Kay Moore, she's in God's favor, because let me tell you, all of a sudden the weather was perfect. And I had a great fundraiser for DGI. Once again, we're so thankful to have Kay as our DGI director for the City of Gaston. She does a great job. So I'm going to have to look down because I wrote some things down so I can see them. I want to remind everybody, March the 4th is a big day we have annually. It's called Amnesty Day. It's for if you missed court or haven't paid fines. If you haven't noticed, we have been going around and doing roundups every 30 days. There's no secret, and we've been going to get people that chose not to show up for court or chose not to pay their fines. And it's not something we want to do, but if you get a ticket or you owe a fine, I was emphatic that, okay, you're going to have to pay it or go to court or work it out with the court. But we're offering an amnesty day for March the 4th, where they're taking 50% off of your fine, and no jail time, no service time or anything. If it's in municipal court, they'll let you pay half of your fine, and it comes off your record. So if it doesn't, I can promise you we're going to do a roundup, and we're going to be rounding up the same people that chose not to go to Amnesty Day and pay. So I would highly encourage people to participate in this Amnesty Day if you have a fine. And look, I get it. There's all sorts of reasonings, but the judge will be there. He'll work with you, and he'll work with you on your payment. But it's a big day for the people to be able to catch up and get stuff off their records, hopefully. The next thing is, I want to tell you about this. When I grew up playing baseball, we had Little League, Cal Ripken, and Dixie baseball. And you baseball people know what I'm talking about. But what we have now is something called Braves Country. Braves Country has started their own, what I call, it's not a Little League division, because Little League is another, it's Little League, Cal Ripken, and Dixie, but Braves Country is competing with those three entities, and we're on the cutting edge, and we have moved our baseball program, our city program, into Braves Country. So this is a big deal. So we're having a camp Saturday at Gaston City High School. We're partnering up with the baseball team at Gaston City High School, and they're going to bring a couple of former players from Braves. The time, I don't know, so please look on the website. It'll show it. There's a flyer out there at Parks and Rec. You can look at that. But you want to sign your kid up for this, because there's only so many spots available, and we already have over 50 kids. And if I had a kid in this, he would definitely be at this camp Saturday. They're trying to come out with a bang, because they're getting started. I think they're in their third or fourth year of this, and we're one of only 3 or 4 leagues in the state of Alabama right now that has Braves Country, and it's growing like crazy. So if your kid likes baseball, you want to get in on this right now. Okay, so this is the time to do it. The next thing is Director Boswell, who's a DECA, who's a friend of mine. Alabama Department of Economic Community Affairs is what it stands for. He's appointed by Governor Kay Ivey. He asked me to participate in a video for him and what a DECA means to Gaston. A DECA means a lot to Gaston, and I'll let you know that point blank. And we were able to, our relationships and through Director Boswell caring about the city of Gaston allowed us to get multiple grants that we've received for EV charging stations, for land and water and soil conservation, for all sorts of stuff. So I was honored to be able to pick to be in that video for Director Boswell. I didn't have this patch on then, and hopefully I'll get this patch off this week. But I wanted to tell you how much they mean to us, ADECA does. I got a lot of great news coming up in the spring. We're cutting a ribbon on the fire station, Ockalula Fire Station. I think it looks great. It has a log cabin facade. We wanted it to look like the campground. I also wanted it to have red doors and red windows. I want it to look like a fire station. To me, that's a recruitment tool for young people going by saying, what a cool building. One day I want to be a fireman. And it's a good facility, and they needed it, and they deserve it. It's long overdue. And then the next thing is we're cutting a ribbon on our new campground. These are your tax dollars. So, you know, the campground's something that's been needed, and it's going to be beautiful. Nothing's been done to the campground since 1980s, and now motorhomes are a lot different, and you couldn't turn them around in our campground, so we weren't getting certain type of customers and everything. So now we have a state-of-the-art campground. The next thing is we're having our third ribbon cutting. It'll be Gadsden State again. Behind Gadsden State, our partnership with Dr. Murphy has been phenomenal. We got our two 225-foot fields. They'll be all turf, so therefore we won't have any rainouts. We're completing what used to be the soccer practice fields to make them look like the other fields. There'll be game fields just as nice as those with netting and fence and everything, and a new concession stand. And then we're going to curb and gutter all the way down to discourage people from parking on the grass. And then also we're drawing our water out of the Coosa River, and the pump station's already been added, so we're excited about that. That's going to save $12,000 a month because we were able to work with Alabama Power and get our FERC permit, and now we'll be watering our fields with water we're drawing out of the Coosa River. We're also going to be having our ribbon cutting on the fuel station over what I call the bait shack. Over here in East Gadsden, where all the bass fishermen load up. You will now be able to get fuel on the Coosa River from land and sea, I guess, land and river. So we're excited about that because that's the only other place you can get gas is down by the Southside Bridge. So we're excited to offer that as a service to the people also. So, and we'll be getting our duck boats out soon. We've cleaned them up, washed them up, waxed them up, got them ready. And they're ready to go. So as soon as the weather breaks sometime in March, we'll have those back out, and people really enjoyed those. And we got some other new things we're going to be announcing. The staff is headed to Washington this week. I wanted to go. I was ready to go. We got meetings with Congressman Rogers, Senator Britt, and Senator Tuberville, and a lot of department heads up in D.C., but I can't fly because I still have a gas bubble in my eye. So it's killing me not to be with our team, but man, I have full faith and confidence in our team. Tina King, Heath Williamson, David Hooks, and Ruth Moffitt are all headed up there, and they are lined up ready to go with meetings. They'll fly up midday Tuesday, fly back early Thursday morning, and they won't have a minute to breathe. So those days are very, very stressful, but very informative, and they're trying to get your tax dollars in D.C. and work with our federal congressmen, and which they've already helped us a lot, and meet with Congressman Adderholt, our former congressman, who helped us a lot also, and try to get some monies back here for projects. So we have some projects identified, and we'll address those at a later time. So things are hopping in Gadsden as always, and we look forward to seeing you around and about as the weather clears up. And just stay safe, and remember, take care of your neighbors. That's what Gadsdenites do. This is Mayor Craig Ford.